Thank you, Mrs. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. You've heard about life insurance, what to do for your family when you're no longer here. But I submit to you, there's possibly something worse than dying. If you are to live and you come across or you come down with a chronic disease has been accounted for 70% of all deaths. But not only does it devastate the family at the end, throughout the process, the family has to go through something. And there are the 10 most devastating chronic diseases. We'll start with the happiest one first. Childbirth. We don't consider that a disease, but it is expensive to have a baby. Oftentimes the insurance covers us so that we don't really look at the final bill, but with the amount of times that we have to go to the doctor and the vitamins that have to be taken. And then the whole process that it takes place when the child decides it's time for them to see what's going on. That accounts for $32 billion in the United States. And then there are also the problem that a lot of men get, women, because of honeydews also, and that's back problems. The back problems causes us millions of dollars. Back problems are so debilitating that the pain courses down the leg and prevents walking, prevents the standing. $32 billion also is spent because of back problems. And then there are osteoporosis and other joint problems that we often laugh about as being just old age, but it's $34 billion spent because someone has arthritis. And thinking about not only the fact that they're having to pay because they have arthritis, how much trouble they have opening up the bill that's very expensive. $34 billion. Diabetes, another $34 billion disease. But it has such a dramatic effect on the rest of your body that $34 billion is only the small bucket because it often leads to other diseases. Hypertension is one of the diseases. Now I know we have a lot of people that we may know of that eat things that they should not eat. And then when they eat those things, they say, I gotta go lay down because my high blood pressure's acting up. But it accounts for $42 billion. These also include the doctor's visits. But what's not included is the aspirin. It's the time away from the family because they had to go lay down because they couldn't let the pork chop go. One disease that we often laughed at little kids when we were kids is asthma. But asthma accounts for $53 billion. We have problems with our air that children are having trouble breathing. And then there's also mental disorders with depression and different things of that sort. Counts for $55 billion each year to have someone to talk to someone because they're not feeling good about themselves or about their world that they live in. And then there's $72 billion spent on trauma, accidents, things that sometimes you couldn't control. You driving, the light said green for you, you went, but someone else was coming from a different direction and they thought they could beat the light and now you're spending money because you're getting traumatized. And how much more trauma is that to know that you didn't cause it, but yet you have to spend money for it? $76 billion is spent on our heart because of heart conditions. And the number one disease that causes everyone to spend money is cancer. And I believe we all know someone that's been affected by cancer, but cancer accounts for over $900 billion and the different things that it affects. So we're looking at the things that causes the diseases and how they affect us. And this is your opportunity to look at these. But now think about this. As expensive as these chronic diseases are, what if you didn't have insurance? Let's talk about it.